Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
What's up, LumioseStation? MegaDPal here, and I'm bringing you Pokémon X and Pokémon Y Wi-Fi battle for you guys today. So before we start, I'd just like to personally thank each and every one of the LumioseStation directors for giving me this opportunity to bring a battle for you guys today. The reason why I'd like to thank them is because I watch a lot of their own personal channels, and I really love and enjoy all of their content. And for them to give me this platform, this opportunity to showcase one of my own videos is very great. I am very grateful for that. So hopefully you guys enjoy. But let's just get straight onto the battle, shall we? Looking at my team, I'm running this sand team, mixed up of 6 Pokemon that I picked out my box that looked like they'd work well together, based around my Mega, that being my Mega Lucario. And my opponent is also running a sand team, a pretty powerful looking sand team. I do notice my Mega Lucario can do a whole lot of work to his team, so as a team preview, I know if I can work around his Skarmory and his Garchomp, my Mega Lucario can damage his team a whole lot. So looking at that, that's the plan at the start of the battle, so let's just get straight into this, shall we? So looking at his team, I'm actually going to lead off with my Rotom Wash, just because it seems to be the best matchup against his team. His most notable lead being his Tyranitar, and of course his own Rotom Wash. And I actually have a negative speed IV purposely for opposing Rotom Washers, therefore I will get the switch initiative once they go for the Volt Switch. But he's actually going to go for a Hydro Pump with his Rotom Wash, as I go straight for the Will-O-Wisp. I don't see no, of course I don't see any leftovers because it is yet to take any damage, but I'm leading to believe he's more of an offensive Rotom Wash until that actually reveals the Will-O-Wisp his following turn. So I actually went for the Volt Switch now, predicting that switch on out of there. But that's not going to be the case as he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. So I'm starting to believe it's maybe potentially a Resto Chesto set. So I'm just going to Volt Switch on out of there, go out into my own Tyranitar now even, use this time to set up my rocks, and hopefully get off some damage on this Rotom to the point where he can't obviously get off a rest if that is the set he is in fact running. So Sandstorm's ult is going to take residual damage from both the Sandstorm and the burn damage now, bringing it to around that 50%, which is nice. So I know I can live a Hydro Pump from this Rotom Wash. I'm not too bothered about the burn just because my Tyranitar isn't a great deal to me. I just really need it to get up its rocks. So I know I can eat up that Hydro Pump. It's like a 3 or 4 hit KO after the leftovers, so that's nice. I mean, I can live a Hydro Pump from the Starmie, so I'm not worried. I do get on my rocks, which is great, so the residual damage on his team every time switches in will come in handy. So now what I'm actually going to predict him to is go for the rest, because that's the set I was believing him to be. So I'm just going to go straight for that crunch, trying to get off some damage on his Rotom Wash, because I know once I can weaken that Rotom Wash, then my Talonflame will have a much easier time in wrecking his team. But he's actually going to make the hard switch go straight out into his Excadrill now, which I find a little bit fascinating just because this thing is on a balloon. And of course the crunch was pretty obvious, and Steel does not resist Dark in this gen, and I do a solid 50% to his Excadrill, which is really nice. So the following turn, what I'm actually going to do, I did actually notice is in fact Mold Break Excadrill, so I cannot switch freely into my Rotom Wash because obviously I'll get smashed by the Earthquake. So I'm going to use this my Tyranitar as Death Fodder, and if you did want to over-predict and go for Swords Dance, maybe predicting my switch, then I could go for Crunch and wipe out his Excadrill. He's going to play it safe and take out my Tyranitar, give me the free switch into my Starmie, which I can freely go for Hydro Pump, take out his Excadrill. He had nothing to switch into, his Rotom Wash after the rocks, and the Hydro Pump damage would be taken down. So it basically had to sack his Excadrill there, so his spin is out of the way, therefore my rocks are up for the duration of the match, so that's nice. In comes his Tyranitar now. Like I did mention, the Hydro Pump from the Starmie is a 2-hit KO on Tyranitar, so he knows that, and he's going to bring his Tyranitar now, get the Sand back up. I'm going to switch because I do want to keep my Starmie potentially for later, so I'm going to switch, go out into my shiny Lucario now, my Mega Evolution, to take the crunch, predicting that nicely as he does go straight for that. I know I can obviously eat that up, being part fighting type, so that's nice. So what I'm actually going to do, the obvious switch into his Skarmory was pretty obvious, but I wanted to go for that Mega Evolution, go for that Close Combat, gauge how much this would do for future. So that's what I'm going to do, is play it safe, just go straight for that Close Combat. After I Mega Evolve into shiny, golden, awesome looking Lucario, looking nice and powerful there. So yeah, just going to go straight for that Close Combat, and I was actually surprised at this damage. Look how much this does. That is a solid 2-hit KO on Skarmory. Mega Lucario is an absolute monster. So here, the following turn, I'm going to make a little bit of an over prediction. I thought he might switch into his Aegislash, and I do only have 5 PP on my close combat. I didn't want to waste them, of course, so I predicted him to switch into his Egg Slash, of course, being immune to the close combat. So I went for the crunch. That's not going to be the case. He's going to whirlwind me out. Actually, whirlwinds me out into the greatest thing, that being my Rotom. Either way, it didn't matter what he whirlwind me out into, because with the range of HP which Skarmory is at, I could KO him with anything. So I'm just going to go for that Volt Switch now, take out his Skarmory, which is makes my Lucario's time a whole lot easier. So I Volt Switch out there. I'm actually going to go out to our Starmie now, bait out his Tyranitar, and hopefully try and hit that thing up with a Hydro Pump, or potentially double back out into my Lucario and potentially even set up. So he's actually going to bring out his Tyranitar now. I actually avoid double switching back out into my Lucario just because I didn't want him to predict that, go for Earthquake or Fire Blast if he's running that. Just because my Lucario is basically my win condition at this point. So I'll just go straight for that Life Orb, super effective, stab boosted, Hydro Pump. Tyranitar eats that up and does in fact just play it safe, go straight for that crunch. So I could have made the switch, but either way, I didn't want to risk it. But now this will give me my free switch into the Lucario, which is fine. I do in fact run the Bullet Punch on Lucario, of course, for that stab priority. So I now can easily go for that, don't have to waste a PP on close combat. So he knows his Tyranitar is pretty much useless to him at this point. It's the most expendable thing on his team, so he's just going to fodder this off to the Bullet Punch. So in comes his Garchomp now. I cannot one-shot this thing with the close combat because the Garchomp is relatively bulky. So I am going to be forced to switch on out there, go out into my Rotom because I do not want to take a super effective stab Earthquake coming from this Garchomp. So I'm just going to switch into my Rotom. He's actually going to predict that nicely, go straight to the Outrage. I am physically defensive Rotom, so I will live the initial hit, but of course the burn damage is going to take out my Rotom Wash. So this is fine because I do know he's locked into the Outrage now, so I can just use his time to go into my Aegis Slash and freely set up on him at will. So I don't need to go for the King Shield because I want to set up that Swords Dance and just sweep the rest of his team. I will need 2 Swords Dance, but here, as he actually goes for the Outrage, I looked away at my DS screen at the time, so I didn't even notice he scored the crit, and I didn't actually notice if he got the 2-turn or 3-turn Outrage. So me not knowing that, I'm led to believe that he got the 2-turn Outrage. I went for the Shadow Sneak, but as you can see, it's not the case. He in fact gets the 3-turn Outrage. So what I should have done is obviously set up another Swords Dance, get to +4, and just wiped out the rest of his team with the Shadow Sneak from my Aegis Slash. But that is not going to be the case because I looked away at my DS screen at the crucial time, so that's a little unfortunate, and he's going to be able to take out my Aegis Slash now with that 3rd and final Outrage. But either way, this is shouldn't be too much of a problem. I can get the free switch into my Talonflame now, a huge threat. The Rotom Wash cannot live a hit. He basically only has his own Aegis Slash to take hit, but at the same time, he doesn't know whether I'm bandaged yet. So I'm just going to play it safe, go straight for that Brave Bird as he brings in his Rotom Wash, just his Death Fodder, just to scout out whether I'm potentially banded, Life Orb, Lefties, anything like that. So yeah, he's going to fodder off his Rotom, so it's a nice play for him. So down goes that thing. He's down to his last 2, his Chomp and his Aegis Slash. And I'm down to my last 2, I do believe, my own Talonflame and my Mega Lucario. So he's actually going to make a bad switch, actually. Switches into his Garchomp. Potentially, maybe thinking he could live a hit, or want to get a bit more recoil damage on my my Talonflame with, of course, the Ruskian and the obviously recoil from the Brave Bird. But what I should have done was go out into the Aegis Slash, just because he can obviously eat up a Brave Bird nicely. But either way, I guess he wasn't fearing he could take me out. So he's going to be in that Aegis Slash now. Here, what I like to do is avoid the most obvious play. So I thought the obvious play would be switching out into my Lucario, predicting the King Shield, so therefore you go for the Sacred Sword. So obviously I need my Lucario to win this game. That's not going to be the case, is he's actually going to go straight to King Shield right off the bat, and he's going to put me down to -2 attack now, so that's a little unfortunate for me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for Brave Bird now, predicting him to do what I mentioned, the resulting turn, go off a bit of damage, and hopefully get a free switch into my Lucario. So I do go for that Brave Bird. It does absolutely nothing being resistant at -2. He's going to actually go for the Stance Change. He's going to go for the Shadow Sneak, actually. Trying to get a bit of damage on my Talonflame. Trying to knock that thing out, but Talonflame pretty well can live that unboosted stab Shadow Sneak. So I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to switch on out into my Lucario now. And full well is going to go for that King Shield. This will result in his King Shield failing. It will still be changed to Shield form, of course. but the King Shield, the move itself, will in fact fail, giving him the opportunity, granting him that second chance to go for King Shield the following turn, trying to get me to -2 and hopefully taking me out with a Sacred Sword on my Lucario and a Shadow Sneak on my Talonflame. But that's not really the case. It's because the King Shield is super obvious. So what I'm actually going to do is go for that Swords Dance, gets to +2, knowing that at +2, super effective crunch coming from my shiny Mega Lucario is going to be more than enough to take out his final Pokemon is Aegislash. So he's going to go for that Shadow Sneak, hoping for a crit, maybe hoping he can take me out. But my Mega Lucario is too powerful, and I'm going to be able to eat this up nice and clean, and I'll obviously retaliate back with the super effective +2 crunch. So that is actually going to be the game. A 2-0 in my favour. Mega Lucario definitely putting in that work, that shiny golden Mega Lucario. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did enjoy, you can see similar stuff at my channel. And again, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe to LumioStation if you enjoyed. They have a lot of various different videos on this channel, varying from Wi-Fi battles to LPs to guides to other stuff. So it's a very great channel to be at. And of course, once again, if you liked my video, feel free to check out my own personal channel. And I'd just like to thank each and every one of you guys for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed, and maybe I'll see you guys in the future. So alright, bye.